Hey, it's Showmonger. Let's begin. Let me do that again. Let's begin. There. Deadline reported that The Acolyte is canceled. The story will not continue, with Lucasfilm opting not to proceed with the second season of the Star Wars offshoot starring Amanda Stenberg, sources tell Deadline. Word of the decision comes more than a month after the 8-episode first season of the series from creator Leslie Headland wrapped its run on Disney+. Whoever it is who wrote this, let me see who wrote this. Nelly Andriva is very softly putting it. The news is not entirely surprising. The Acolyte did okay with critics, with 78% on Rotten Tomatoes, but divided Star Wars fans, which was reflected in its overall viewership. Hey, this writer mentioned the Rotten Tomato score and didn't say trolling, review bombing. Let me keep reading. Says, driven by interest into the venerable space franchise, The Acolyte got off to a strong start when it launched on June 4th with 2 episodes, 4.8 million views in its first day. I don't care. The tally rose to 11 million views globally after 5 days. I don't care. Corroborating Disney's data. The series made its debut on Nielsen's top 10 originals chart. Oh my god, no, they're going to do the top 10 thing. Oh, let's see, it's easy. But The Acolyte could not sustain the momentum, dropping out of the top 10 in week 3. The way that I don't even think there's much to it. They're just kind of recapping numbers, why this went up, why it went down. A big budget series that costs well above 100 million per season to make. That would be 180 million. In interviews, Leslie Headland has revealed she had pitched her ideas for a second season, sharing her hopes for a renewal. So it wasn't up to her. And we can not lie to ourselves and say, well, this was supposed to be a 1-season show. It was canceled. Lucasfilm's first and most successful to date Disney series was Mandalorian, carrying on and crossing over to features with the upcoming movie, which is titled The Mandalorian and Grogu. Terrible title. Terrible title. The company series that produced The Acolyte has been renewed for a second season. Ahsoka, the company series that preceded The Acolyte, has been renewed. I'm happy to see Ahsoka renewed. That's a lightsaber wielder. It happens in the current time of right after Return of the Jedi, where everything else is happening. It's an important story I want to see continue. So that's why I want Ahsoka, not so much The Acolyte. What does this mean, though? That The Acolyte had been canceled. What are we losing out on? Is this evidence that, you see, black leads, no more of that? Is that the message that's going to be taken into consideration? I'm worried that it is. That they go, listen, man, let's keep it white. Let's not, maybe a supporting character here and there, but this is just a Caucasian franchise, man. What are we going to do? I hope that's not the mindset. I don't care about, well, this must mean that women aren't going to be Star Wars leads anymore. More men. I don't care about the women-men divide. I'm not looking at representation in the form of males and females. I don't care about that. It is not a generational. They don't divide neighborhoods into women and men. Every house has a woman and a man. The troubles worldwide, globally, that have to do with your physical appearance, like your skin tone, it's hereditary. It's like your kid will, assuming you are in the same in a relationship that's not interracial, your kids will experience what you experience, It's a continual thing. It's not like the male and female thing. I don't think that the need for representing females on screen is as important at all as when I talk about skin tone. But they do it in the black community. They don't do it to any other groups. But they do it in the black. Just what is it exactly? It may not be an issue globally, but it definitely continues that the white media is pushing. They're trying to divide black men and women down the middle. Yeah, I do notice that. Sometimes people will just write this or this, and I'll be like, let me show you. BW, BM. They're in the middle of a tweet, and I'll see BW, and I'm BMW. What? Oh. You say black men and black women so much that you have your own little 2-letter shortcut to it. acronym to it. Damn. Yeah, it is. I understand there's a divide there. Black man this, black woman that. Like, shut up. They're trying to divide black men and black women down the middle. It's something that needs to stop. Too much division, too much of that stuff. But that's the Acolyte story. Kind of off topic a little bit. To keep it Star Wars, what do we notice that happened at D23? Nothing was announced that was new. We had a Skeleton Crew trailer. Cool trailer, looks good. I'm optimistic towards it. But the Skeleton Crew show, which is coming in December, it's like something we've known about since 2020. Nothing new was out. The Mandalorian and Grogu began filming. They filmed a little something, and we got to see a little bit of that, which was great. No Kathleen Kennedy appeared. That's telling. I think she's been on her way out for a long time. She's on her way out. For them to announce things, to not announce things, right? For her not even to be there. They're waiting for a new leader. A new leader will come on a stage somewhere in the future. It could be in Japan, Star Wars Celebration Japan. And that's what we'll get it. Can you pay attention to this thing? They had a Star Wars Celebration last year in London. Year before that might have been Anaheim. The year before that, okay? Or Chicago. They've had a skipped year of Star Wars celebrations. 2025 didn't have one. They planned for that. We learned that Japan was happening during the London Star Wars celebration. We know that they're not going to give us Star Wars celebrations this year. She knows that too. She knows this is her last year. She knows there's nothing. She planned not to have a Star Wars celebration. Something's happening at that company. They're in the middle of changing. And the Acolyte ending and not, no one's trucking on and no one's saying, it's okay. We'll find the money. It's okay. When no one's saying that, yeah. In addition to Amanda Stenberg, the cast included all these people. Yeah, that was the whole story there. I wish there was more to it. I didn't read it. I knew about it, but I just waited until the stream right now to read this entire news story about how the Acolyte is being canceled. It's fine, man. Get rid of it. Who wants it? Is there any fans right now going, yo, they screwed up because there's so many. What are we ever going to do now? They didn't resolve this plot line. Who really? I know the analyzer, the American analyzer is going, this was my favorite show. It's fine for people to like the show, by the way. Subjectively, I hated the show and I checked out in episode 3. But people are gonna people. Dramax show. Why does he even come to my live streams, honestly? To be real, you need to skedaddle. Pantheon is happening on Thursday, and the Pantheon live stream is better and there's more polite than the Blurred AF, which they had on Monday. Yuck. I'm gonna send an invitation to Blues House to let him know to let him know that we're ready to talk Beau DeMayo. The Star Wars topic is done. Like, that's all I'm good. I don't have a Disney Plus because I need to sue Disney one day. Yeah, you can't. It'll go straight to arbitration, which they've let off now. They don't have that opinion anymore now. It's not a thing. There's going to be a real court case. They're really going to treat it like they know they got backlash for that, and I think they've given up on attempting to use, if you sign up for Disney Plus, it means you can never take us to court. That's the rules. It says so right there. Everything will be arbitrated. We'll always settle our issues here at Disney Plus. Final thoughts on the Acolyte. I want more lightsaber wielding heroes or villains. Jedis, just like we saw in End of Skeleton Crew. I'd like for the time period for them to happen in being something after Revenge of the Sith at least, but after Return of the Jedi also. Let's get something in that time period. 100 years in the past is kind of irrelevant. These characters will never interact with the characters who I love. It is what it is. It's over. It's not good news. It's not bad news. It's just the obvious thing. Star Wars Santa said something on a stream and how he knew that there were animated shows that have been developed, ready to be announced, and they haven't been announced. I was expecting it at D23. We all were. They didn't announce anything new. Something's happening at Lucasfilm. There is changes happening there. Who will be the leader? That's the question. The lawyer denied both. Oh, we're going straight there? Next topic. K-Dot, you want to talk about Beau DeMayo's lawyer? Let's talk about what he denied exactly, word for word. It says, you realize that Disney, and he's responding. This is the lawyer. His name is Brian Friedman. He was in an email discussion with this website that's called Streamr. In his response during an email, he told them, "You realize that Disney allowed Beau to have an OnlyFans page while working for the company?" Let me get rid of this. Working for the company. No clue if someone quit while he was showrunner, but that's likely every single day on every single show. So it feels like he is responding to a question that the streamer put out. Streamer, I want to see what was your email to warrant this response. You are putting it out of context. He says, the lawyer says, my client never sent lewd photos and photos to his direct reports. That is a bald-faced lie and is defamatory. No one who reported Beau to HR received an inappropriate photo or video. So that means people did report him to HR. But none of those people, none of those snitches, we'll call them, the workplace nosy snitches, are people who got the inappropriate photo or video. That is simply untrue. It must mean that Streamr accused that of happening. As a proud gay black man, Disney knew exactly who he was and what he stood up for. That's why they did not tell him to stop his OnlyFans page. It sounds like the person who emailed Beau's lawyer, Brian Friedman, was throwing out the OnlyFans as a reason for all of this, and he's shooting it down. They let him be himself, which allowed his creativity to thrive. When they objected to his free speech rights and not complying with illegal NDAs, a certain person over there tried to replace him because he was becoming more successful than other creators. And of course, that part is a big opinion. We take it as an opinion. It's not true that there was a person over there who tried to replace him because he was becoming more successful. A person over there, we know who that is. Do you guys think Kevin Feige is behind this? I do. Man, I have a hunch, but this guy, the way he's been treating Blade, man, we don't need Blade. The Black Panther, man, you guys are gonna love T'Challa Jr. You guys love TJ, little TJ, the T'Child, this bastard who doesn't exist in comics. Everyone invest in him, right? This character who doesn't reboot the way Superman always reboots and reboots. You'll never see this character after this version. That'll be it. Enjoy him. The way he's been doing. Oh, you guys want black representation? That's what you're. Yahya Abdul-Mateen, come in here. We're gonna cast you. You're gonna play Wonder Man. You're gonna play a white character. This guy right here. Sam Wilson's finally getting a movie. You know, Anthony Mackie, get your acting skills ready because you're gonna play a star in a movie, and you're gonna be the Captain America. What about Falcon? Why are we not elevating Falcon? You're gonna be Captain America, and you're gonna like it. And we're gonna put Red Hulk in your movie, Green Hulk in your movie. We're gonna cast Giancarlo Esposito is gonna be in the movie. Everyone's gonna be. There's gonna be so much people in this movie. Probably not gonna have as much screen time as usually when we do a lead movie actor, but by golly, Black Lives Matter. What about what he did with Ironheart? Oh, you know, Ironheart, that Ironheart show, we filmed it. Let's put it to rest for a little bit, and let's put it to rest for a little bit more and a little bit longer. Maybe this show, I don't know, who knows when this show will come out. We'll give you guys a trailer with no date when it will be released. It's been 2 years. Killed the Black Panther. I already said that, but it's worth bringing up twice. We remember what happened with Terrence Howard and why it switched from him to Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle himself, War Machine, supposed to have his own TV show. No, guys, it's going to be a movie. Oh, no, guys. Don Cheadle's, it's not going to be a movie. It's not going to be a movie. Don Cheadle's back, and Don Cheadle's going to be playing him in a movie, in a TV series. Quietly. So that's what I think of that Kevin Feige guy. Ooh, the Velcro. Did you see that? Did you guys see that?
That looked like it hurt.
I got to do what you do. You got just the buttons, right?
Nah.
Is it Velcro?
What? Nah, this ain't. This is just regular. But sometimes I do have it on the Velcro, and that do hurt. So the Velcro is trash. So.
oh my God! Here come this guy. Listen, truce, right? Pantheon, Blur Day Off. Right now, we're on good terms, right? Why you laughing? Why no? Don't laugh.
Because I'm just reading what
that's
he
a
just
nervous
said.
laugh. That's not. I'm with Dre, and I don't want to.
I'm reading what Dre just wrote, man. It's just funny. It's funny, this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, man. I'm good. We all good, man. You know, it's all love. I love this whole streamer war, streamer beef. This is like WWE. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go.
How do we settle this then? How do our two factions? Because I see what he's saying about Darius and Marcus and how he can get along with them. I can coexist with you, Blue. Maybe not so much Mika, but you.
Wow. Hey, hold on, man. Look, man. See, that's
Mika G's got to go.
Nah, man. No Mika slander. No Mika
it's
slander.
31 days of horror. It's 31. Some months have 28 days. What is she going to do for that? What did she do for February? Did she have one?
Yeah, she did.
What did she do? Exactly. Forgettable. Who cares?
No, it wasn't forgettable.
We need Jack the Ripper, but for the Star Wars universe. Ooh, I don't want any Jack the Ripper. You know what I don't like, William? That Jack the Ripper is a real person from the 1800s, I think, in like England.
Mm-hmm.
When we glorify these guys who actually commit these crimes, it inspires the next guy to be, I want to be the next Jack. I want them to speak about me. I want to get that Netflix Jeffrey Dahmer. I want to, I want to be the next one. We shouldn't do that at all. We need to be careful with this.
What am I missing?
He just said that we needed Jack the Ripper for Star Wars. And I'm just saying never ask for another Jack the Ripper because that's a real person. We don't need more of those.
I think you meant in the sense of like the boogeyman, like Vader.
Then say
like
boogeyman.
Vader. Yeah, like Vader.
All right, William. I understand the message, what you're trying to say. Okay, I'm with you. And then the Acolyte. If we're going to rewind back to the Acolyte, is there any last things you want to say about it? Because I want to just go straight to Beau.
Salute.
Something's happening at Star Wars. They're making changes, yeah?
Hopefully. Maybe Kevin Feige is finally going over there. Who knows?
It's the Wrong Agenda podcast. Do you think Marvel created Tosin? That's a comic book question. And yes, I think that has something to do with it. Yeah. Similar to Toussaint. And, E-viewing wanted nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
We ride with Mika.
We ride with Mika.
We die with Mika.
No Mika slander.
Bad streamers for life.
No Mika slander this way. That's A1 since day one. Oh, nope.
Mika, 2 thumbs down. I wish we could 2 thumbs down your videos. Mika, Dre, both of them. I gave you a thumbs up today, but
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
So this is the quote. This is the email that we're going over the Beau DeMayo situation. Just to recap. Okay, 60-second recap. On Thursday, Beau DeMayo tweeted. He said, I got a letter on June 13th. It said that my credits will be stripped from me. This is wrong of Marvel. I'm upset. 2 hours later, Marvel said, yo, listen, everybody, do you know why this guy got fired? Egregious findings. Yes, we're no longer affiliated. Yep. That's what Marvel did. That was their comeback. And of course, later on in the article, sources say it was misconduct. They used the word that began with S. I just don't want to say it right now. There was misconduct. And then the floodgates the next day. Jeff Snyder. No. Before the Jeff Snyder, Variety spoke with my boy. And Beau DeMayo's lawyer gave a little statement. Right. That's when Jeff Snyder came back with I've been talking to people in Hollywood. This is what happened. Everyone's reporting that. Everyone's making funny jokes and memes about how he's been sending nudes. He's been groping. And he's the worst guy that you can work with. That was on Friday, and it's kind of been silent ever since. And we had like a back and forth on the Saturday. We talked about it. I find that the attention is being put. Marvel wants the attention to be put on why was he fired? Because for months, we always were wondering, I wonder what it was that got Beau DeMayo fired. Like, what could he have done? What made them so mad? That was always the thing. So they're satisfying that curiosity. But Beau did not talk about that on Thursday. Beau was talking about his rights and how there was a separation agreement, and they're saying he violated it, and they're stripping him his rightful credits. He's not invited to the Emmys anymore. They're shunning him. They're trying to get him out of there, undoing the season 2, rewriting it. That's his issue. Right. So the main issue, legal issue that we got right now is not the contract he signed in 2020 that said you're going to work on X-Men 97. There's a morality clause. Here's some terms. That misconduct is wrong. You sign here. Boom. We know. I already know he broke those because there was a relationship at work, allegedly. I should say allegedly, for sure. Allegedly everything right now.
Right.
There was a relationship at work. Shouldn't have happened. There was too much intimacy. It was wrong to do so. Power dynamic, all that stuff. Based on the rules you agreed to back in 2020 when they announced X-Men 97, based on those agreements that when you became the showrunner, you broke those. Fine.
Right.
Beau DeMayo's talking about as soon as that March investigation happened, we're getting rid of you, but sign this separations deal. He's talking about those terms. There was some wording in there that that broke his constitutional rights. That's how the lawyer put it. Understood? That's where I am. So that's the recap. I said it would be a 60-second recap, but it was more than 60 seconds. We now learn out of nowhere, this website called the Streamr tells us about how, we actually sent him an email and then he emailed us back and he told us we can't write the story that we wanted to write. Never once in this entire article do they tell us when they received this. We don't even know if this blurb, this 1 paragraph, 2 paragraph, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs, we don't even know if there's more. They just kind of started here. This is not in any ways like a good journalism, This is a private little email that he sent to them. And now we know what it is. You realize that Disney allowed Beau to have an OnlyFans page while working for the company? No clue if someone quit while he was a showrunner, but that's like every single day on every single show. Doesn't it sound like he's responding to something Streamr wrote? Streamr, what did you write to inspire this response? Were you guys talking about how he got somebody fired? And is that why Brian Friedman is responding to this way? That has to be it, right, Blue?
Yeah, this is in response to the Snyder report.
This is in response to the
allegations of the Snyder report. That's what I took from it. I mean, I could be wrong, but I took from it that this was in response to that, because everything that the lawyer is answering or piggybacking off of is from the Snyder report, from those rumors or allegations.
Then he would have sent that to Jeff Snyder. He sent this to the person who wrote the Streamr's article. Right.
And reaching out to contacts for the story, the Streamr approached Brian Friedman, the veteran Hollywood lawyer, has been retained by DeMayo. After our initial email was sent, Friedman said, "Send me the information you're about to publish." So they were about to publish the Snyder information.
Where are you reading that? Send me the information you're about to publish.
Where you at?
I found it.
Right there. Yeah. Send me the information you're about to publish. If untrue, you will be sued immediately.
So the Streamr was doing proper journalism. Hey, let's check with Brian Friedman first before we launch our story. And Brian Friedman got them back. He not got them back, but he got back to them in an email. So what we're reading down here is not a statement. It's just his email response. Like, what did you guys hear? And so there's a missing point. Brian Friedman most certainly said, "Send me the information you're about to publish if untrue."
See, it says the Streamr then relayed various allegations to Friedman, who did not respond until much later. In that response, Friedman did not deny the multiple people reported DeMayo to HR at Disney. That's what I'm saying.
But the response, they didn't respond until much later. You're talking about this, and because they said much later, we're to assume that this was written by Brian Friedman today on Tuesday. We're to assume that he could have sent it on Monday. He could have sent it on Sunday.
No, I don't know. You're right, but it's like I said the other day. Snyder, we all got the Snyder report, but I saw all that stuff before Snyder even was mentioned. It was people reporting those allegations before Snyder was even publishing or saying anything. Let me get on. Hold on, because I think I saved it on Twitter.
William said they could have been more clear on what he was responding to. It was clear enough. It was clear enough for me to understand, but I'm also like looking at it with a magnifying glass, William. This is not a public statement addressing Jeff Snyder or anything. This was a private email that only the person who wrote this, what was his name, Mo Hussein? Here, the only guy who was supposed to know that Brian Friedman wrote this. And you decided to make it a public, an article,
Yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't see the issue with that.
I think if you're getting an email from somebody, I don't see the issue with it. Okay.
See, this goes back to June
No,
13th.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Blue. I'm with you, Blue. I don't want to fight this one. I think if you said it, you said it, right? You know, because that's why people say we reached out for Beau for contact for information. So yeah, so you can expect this. It's still not a statement. It's still not it's answering questions. Can you give me that this isn't some statement?
No, it's a statement that answers questions.
It's in response to what Mo Hassan sent.
What
I need to know what he's responding to. I don't have the full context.
Shout out to the week, blah, blah, blah. Insider Just Snyder reports some more details. Said like, report exclusively, Snyder shared. You were the guy. Yeah, probably this information coming out. Numerous sources have connection with other. Okay, so prior to this information, so prior to the Snyder report information coming out, numerous sources who have no connection to one another also said to the streamer that DeMayo sent photos and videos of himself to people who report him. So this is information that the streamer got independent of the Snyder report.
Mm-hmm.
That's from what I'm reading in this paragraph underneath the shortly after news broke, underneath the picture. You see that? Go up, go up. Go down, go down, go down.
Which we also received in response to the story.
Right there.
Reporting exclusively, Jeff Snyder shared that DeMayo allegedly grew up with an assistant and sent photos of himself in various states of undress to young male staffers. His source said, if you were a guy who looked like they could be under 30 on that show, you have his nudes whether you wanted them or not.
Now stop. That's from the Snyder, right?
Can I also explain? That does not mean Beau DeMayo sent them these photos. It just means that everyone under 30 has them. Why they could be in a group chat, I don't know, but everyone has them. That does not mean Beau sent them to everybody. Prior to this information coming out, numerous sources who have no connection to one another also said to the streamer that Beau DeMayo sent photos and videos of himself to people who reported to him.
Right. That's what they got independent.
And that's the first thing that he shoots down. Or third thing he shoots down. No one who reported Beau to HR received an inappropriate photo or video. That's simply untrue.
But that sounds bad.
It means that somebody was receiving photos.
Not only did somebody receive photos, but that person didn't report Beau to HR, but somebody reported Beau to HR.
Right, somebody who knew what was going on. But the person who we're assuming got these photos, because he was only saying the ones who reported them to HR, they didn't get them photos. You should just no one received photos if no one received photos. So I'm assuming someone sent photos.
Right.
What's the difference for you if the one who reported to HR is the one receiving the photo versus not? What's the difference for you?
It don't matter to me. Not if it's a violation of whatever that code or that rule is, it's a violation of whatever that code and that rule is. Direct or indirect don't really matter.
To me, it matters whether or not the photo was welcome or whether it wasn't welcome. I don't want to just, personally speaking for myself, open my phone and get a text message from someone I don't want it to get, showing me something I don't want to be shown. But that's also not like it's not the point of what Beau DeMayo was talking about. We're over here having I wonder how bad it was. Dog, he was fired. He deserved being let go. He misconducted himself. That's not the debate we're having, but we should be having, but it is what we're doing. It's what the conversation Jeff Snyder is assisting to amplify. And I don't want to have that conversation. It's what Marvel wants. That's what their spokesperson came out with. We found egregious findings, making everyone curious. What happened? What really happened? Bro, it's not about that. What was in the letter you sent on June 13th? Was it violating his rights?
But that's the question. This lawyer didn't. If for me, and this is only for me, if it was clear cut that this June 13th letter was the big joker, as the homie Dre Max said, then why not redirect it to that in this statement? This never happened. That never. And this was him throwing DeMayo under. This sounded like he was just throwing DeMayo under the bus, and because this tactic is nasty. This is saying, yeah, my guy, my client did some heinous shit, but not the shit that y'all think that he did. Like, y'all are lying. Basically, they're saying y'all are lying on my client, because that's at the end, you know what I'm saying? This whole statement is saying y'all are lying on my client, but yes, he did some bad shit, just not that shit.
It wasn't that bad.
No, not that it wasn't that bad. It just wasn't that shit. It wasn't that. It was some bad shit because he got reported to HR, and yes, he was sending inappropriate photos. He just wasn't sending it to the people who went and reported him to HR, and he wasn't sending it to people who directly reported under him. To me, all of that is that's huge. That's like big violation. But like you said, let's push it to June 13th. If his beef is y'all are stripping me of my credits, my writing credits, because from what I was reading earlier, he will still be an EP on the show. He still has his EP credit because they can't take, because he came and created the show, so they can't take that credit away from him. Writing credits, yes. EP credits, they can't take that away from him.
Would you say that it would be a violation of his rights if they tried to remove his EP credits because of some little separation agreement? Wouldn't it be? Because that's it. That's what I think it could be. In the separations agreement, all right, you don't work with us anymore, you're gone. But these are the terms. You don't disclose any of this information, so you can't say any of that, which is why he was being coy while he was tweeting, never slandering Marvel. In there, if it says, Beau DeMayo, if you cross the line, you're not even going to be an executive producer at season 2. Maybe that is the right that that is being violated. Like that shouldn't be in the paperwork.
But that's not necessarily a right.
An entitlement.
Yeah, but just going back to what, like I said, I'm just going off the lawyer. The lawyer says, as Disney, if his separation agreement illegally silenced him, so that wouldn't necessarily be silencing him. He'd be able to talk, right? That's not silencing him. Silencing him is you can't talk. Like we're gonna stop him from talking. Then when they objected to his free, when they objected to his free speech rights and not complying with the legal NDAs, a certain person over there tried to replace him. So his free speech rights. That has nothing to do with credits. His free speech rights.
Meaning what he's allowed to post. That was in the NDA then. The NDA for the separation agreement limited how much he could say. And when he took it to the lawyer, Brian Friedman read it and he said, no, they're not even allowed to make this deal with you. You probably signed this NDA. You shouldn't have signed it at all. Some of this is your constitutional freedom of speech rights.
Okay. And that could be. And I brought that up also, right. But the thing is, he still signed. So if he signed it, it's signed. Now we got to go litigate. Hold on. Now we got to go litigate this. Now we got to go and litigate this NDA. If this NDA has been, like when I brought up all the reasons why a NDA would be unenforceable. I don't know if you was watching it. I went through all the reasons why an NDA would be unenforceable. Yeah,
you looked it up on your computer on the middle of the stream. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So if it is something like that, then yes, that would be wrong. I just don't see using the words free speech rights. I don't see where he cannot talk free. Like he could talk freely. Nothing is stopping him from talking freely. He's not being prosecuted. He's not going to jail. So it's not a free speech situation. You know what I'm saying? That Disney isn't stopping him from getting on Twitter. Disney isn't stopping him from going to the news station. They're not stopping him from doing anything.
I think they were restricting what he could say based on the agreement, even though he signed it and he agreed to it. They were restricting him, and according to what I believe Brian Friedman's saying, that should have never been allowed. You're right, he signed them, but they should have never been. He didn't know his own rights.
Okay, but and that's fair. That's like I said, that's totally fair. People sign bad deals. Deal is still signed. Now you got to go litigate it in court. You can't necessarily say, oh, they're restricting me. Just hey, at the time, I didn't know this. For me, the timelines just don't add up because, and you always bring up the second time. I look at the March. March is when the separation agreement happened, right?
It's when he violated his initial agreement, his contract that he began with from 2020. It's when he broke that contract and he signed a separations agreement. So the second deal. So yes, he violated that earlier one, right? That's all wrong. Fired. He's free agent now. And now as a free agent, hey, sign the separation agreement. This is how we're going to handle ourselves. We're going to keep that private. We're going to, take care of each other. That deal. So that would be deal number 2, I would say.
Right. So this is another thing too. When things like that happen, Beau DeMayo is, I'm sure, part of you. You was watching the stream. He's a part of the union. His union rep had to be there. So, and it's not just, it's not one time. This isn't just like one thing. This happens in the rep and the union come in and they finalize this. So it's not just on Disney or Beau DeMayo. There's a third party involved saying that yes, this is cool. This is how we're doing the separation. that union handles that. That's what the union is for. They're your representation. You get what I'm saying?
So did he sign this deal using the union and using the representation? Should they have known his rights?
Yes, that's what I'm getting at. So if I'm Beau, I don't have beef with just Disney. I'm gonna have beef with the union. I'm gonna have, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go scorched earth on everybody because y'all allowed me to sign this bad NDA because y'all would have arbitrated it out in my, in good faith for me.
Yeah.
They would show up for me. That's what the union is supposed to do. They represent me. They're essentially my lawyer. You see what I'm saying? With me saying that, he waited, and he could have still been oblivious that he signed a bad NDA or whatever. This is to me why it just seems like this is coming from more of a emotional state and not a I'm right state.
For sure, it's emotional. For sure,
right. But what I'm saying is, he waited because March, June happens, right?
The show is finished.
June happens. So he gets the June 13th letter. He sits on it. Cool. Maybe he's sitting on, maybe he gets this letter, maybe he sends it off to his lawyer, and maybe he's, you know what I'm saying? Maybe the lawyer say, nah, you can't, don't talk about it. So what made him say, fuck the lawyer, I'm gonna come out now and talk about this?
The Emmy.
Emmy, cool. I'm with it.
Yeah.
So I'm just making sure you follow me. So now he says, you know what, lawyer, I don't even care no more. They didn't invite me to the Emmys, right? I'm pissed. I'm not going to the Emmys. And I'm not only that, Disney isn't paying for me to go to the Emmys, which means now he was cool. So let me ask you this. If he goes to the Emmys, does this happen?
I don't think so. I think he's happy with what he got. He goes to the Emmys. They're going to do this thing with the credits. They're going to play with my name, but at least I have the Emmy Award. I have the speech. I get the fame and notoriety. I'll take it.
Because the thing is, he's still getting the Emmys. He's just not going. He's still getting the Emmy. He's just not going.
Well, the nomination, but yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is, if
they were to win the Emmy, he would have gotten the official nod. Emmy. He's an Emmy Award winning Beau DeMayo.
Right. So it just seems real vindictive-ish to me. Like you got the win. You're winning. Or you thought you was winning. Now you don't get the Emmy. To me, going to the Emmys, it matters, but is this the can of worms I'm ready to, because he wasn't ready to open this can of worms until the Emmys, right? To the Emmys. Now all of a sudden it's, June 13th, they sent me a letter. Well, if you were so worried about your writer credits being revoked from you, then that should have been a bigger deal. To me, that's the bigger deal. Emmys ain't getting me money. My writer credits is what's going to be getting me residual checks and money. As you know what I'm saying, if I don't have it, let's say Beau DeMayo don't never get a job no more. He'll always be getting paid for X-Men 97. He'll always be getting paid for the work that he did on Moon Knight. He'll always be getting that because those are his credits. If season 2, if they say, hey, bro, we taking you off of season 2, I'll be pissed. Like that would be really, because that's my livelihood. The Emmy is not my livelihood. It's something that I could put on my resume. It's like, you get an award at work for selling 1,000 units. You know what I'm saying? Like, boom, ha, but you don't get nothing extra. This right here, the credits, the writing credits for Marvel that's going to be played constantly on Disney Plus or wherever they send it off to after they don't want to put it on Disney Plus no more. Residuals from that, that's what I'd be pissed about. And it don't seem like he was pissed about that until the Emmys. And that, to me, just don't sit right with me as a man. Like, my work matters. Like, we brought it up. Taking a man's livelihood is akin to killing him. Yeah, we brought it up yesterday, right? That's his livelihood. The Emmy ain't the livelihood. So why you more pissed about the Emmy than your writer credits being taken away?
I with all due respect, I don't care. Like, you spoke for about 1 minute and 2 minutes about how you as a man can view, how does that upset you? If that doesn't upset you, I don't care, bro. It's
I'm just, to me that matters, because that's motive. Like, what's your motive behind this? Is it, do you care about your writer credits or do you not? And you saying, well, I don't care whether he cares or not. Just get a man his writer credit. That's what you saying. And I mean, yeah, give him, if he deserves to have his writer credits, yes, give him the man his writer credits. I'm with that. I'm not against him getting his writer credit. I'm just saying, be pissed off about the writing credit. That's why I'm like, show me the June 13th. If I'm mad about this shit, that June 13th letter squashes all that. Because in that email or that letter, that certified letter that he got, it's gonna show the picture, the Cyclops picture, and all of that is gonna be attached in this email and this letter. Boom. He ain't even got to show the whole thing. He could print it out, hold it up. It could be blurry, but guess what? I'll know that it exists.
It's been yet to be proven. Even if if he shared us an email, it could still be fake, right? He'll never be able to prove it.
Yeah. I feel you on that, but to me, right now he's fighting the court of public opinion. Right?
He is, and he's losing the fight because Marvel was so good at explaining egregious findings and then letting everyone else who they got under their umbrella to do the rest. Misconduct. He was sending lewds. What about the time he groped young staffers? All of this stuff is out there, and then the jokes are flowing. It's crazy how he's losing court of public opinion. Yeah.
But he has the big joker. He has the trump card. He got a card to play that would squash and fit. You said, let's take it back to June 13th. Let's take it back to that letter. Let's take it back to his credits being revoked. All of that, everything else, I don't care about. That's what you keep saying, right? Marvel keep trying to put it on while we fired it.
Yep.
So if I'm Beau DeMayo, let's bring it back to June 13th.
To win public opinion? To win the court of public opinion? Is that why?
To win everything. That don't just win but that wins it all. Because that's what he's fighting. That's what he's fighting. See, the lawyer's not fighting for that. The lawyer's fighting for, we got to bring Disney down. And that's what I was trying to explain yesterday. The lawyer's not fighting for Beau DeMayo. The lawyer's fighting to bring Disney down.
This is like another round in his long battle with Disney.
It is. And going back and doing the research, that's all he said it. I got clients and I got evidence. You know what I'm saying? Disney just came out and did the right thing for that family. They said, no, we're not doing arbitration. We are taking it. Yes, let them go to court.
Talking about the allergy situation on Disneyland from that restaurant. Okay.
Disney said, hey, we fucked up on this. Our bad. Let them go to court. Let them, you know what I'm saying? They need to sue us or whatever to get this over and done with. Let's make that happen because we want to make it the family whole or whatever. That's the statement. I didn't read the whole, I'm just paraphrasing what they put out. But so now, what does the lawyer do to counter that? Because I think the lawyer was looking at that situation like, I can get that. I can get Beau. I'm finna have a field day with this.
Does that answer your question? They were waiting for that prime time where Disney was on a down, and they were getting so much heat for that, for the Disney Plus debacle about how if you sign for Disney Plus, you can't sue us. Now is the perfect time. Oh yeah, while we're all mad at Disney, check it out. Beau DeMayo was forced to sign an NDA with wording that should have never been allowed, and it infringed on his rights. Maybe that's what they're thinking, and that's why now, 2 months after the June 13th letter, it comes out.
What does that do for Beau? See, we here fighting. I'm not fighting for this lawyer who's trying to get a win and bring Disney down. We're here fighting for Beau. What does that do for Beau? It don't do nothing for Beau.
I think the release strategy does something for Beau. Now, Marvel was very successful. Disney Marvel were successful in the clapback. Even without addressing what he was talking about, they made everyone focus on, why was he fired? He's bad. Pay attention. Power dynamic. Ooh, the big boogeyman. They were successful in that. Starting now, I recommend Beau to not say anything. I know, Blue, you want that kind of like a peace of mind. I'm telling you, I don't want Beau DeMayo, not a single word. Don't worry about this. Handle it legally. If you're gonna sign a deal to resolve it, or you're gonna go straight to court and prove that they're wrong because you don't care about money, like you said in the last, or like your lawyer said last time, bro, handle it. In public opinion is useless. Jonathan Majors, remember when his lawyer tried to show you that he was that her ear was fine? Remember, like there was a 4-minute video on the street of Stephanie, and she was like this, and she was meeting up with those new friends, and she was okay, and she approached Jonathan, and Jonathan was like, "Get away from me." That didn't matter. He still lost his case. Public opinion is useless to everybody. It just prepares them to know what you're going to work with.
Yes and no. I public opinion matters a lot because it all depends on how they pick the lawyer. I'm not the lawyer, the jury, right? How the jury is pooled, and do they know anything about the case? And they can get up there and say, "Oh no, we don't know anything about the case." But juries are biased, no matter what. There's no clean cut, even keeled, clean slate jury out there ever, especially when a situation like this. If this is big enough You know what I'm saying? In today's age, everybody got the internet. It's not like back in the day where you only got news through a newspaper or you know what I'm saying? That ain't that no more.
So you want when the jury goes home, and they're not supposed to, but when they do eventually look up Beau DeMayo to see, you don't want negative. You want the public opinion to be pro Beau DeMayo, so the jury knows.
Right. You don't want it tainted. Yeah, you don't want to taint the jury pool. So if I'm his lawyer, I'm trying my best to rehabilitate his image. This statement or whatever we calling it, this does more damage to Beau DeMayo's his view, how people would look at him, than it does good. Because now, this is a whole bunch of word salad that makes him look bad.
While we classify this, because this statement or whatever you want to call it, you said there, but it's important to like rehash this. And
it's a statement. It's a statement, and it's a rebuttal to whatever the streamer sent to Beau's lawyer. So it's a statement on that.
It's a statement on that, but also I don't want to give it the same, I don't know, aura of I am specifically writing this statement for the public consumption. I don't want to give it that, because this was just an email that he sent back to Mo Hussein of the streamer. That's who this was intended for. It was just an email. Hey, possibly it could be posted publicly. We know that's in the back of our mind, but it really is just a response to what the streamer was writing. So it's not a statement. It's not a public statement for consumption. It's not what he did to Variety on Friday. This is
why not? Why is it not the same? Variety reached out to Brian Friedman might have reached out to Variety, but
at the bottom, don't print this crap. It's wrong and defamatory. This wasn't. Yeah. This was not for me and you, Blue. This was for the guy who emailed Brian Friedman.
No, he's saying don't. No, he's telling them don't print the stuff that they got. Yeah, not don't print this statement.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Oh,
I understand. I'll when he says don't print this crap, it's wrong and defamatory. You only do that when you're speaking to somebody, right? That's not a public statement. That's proof that this is not a statement issued for public consumption. This is a message to Mo. Is his name Mo? Let me double check what his name was. Yeah, Mo Hussein.
I'm gonna tell you this, Chill. If that's his thought process, when the streamer hits me up and I find out that they are a media platform, and I email them back, right? I can't sit here and say, oh well, he didn't say off the record. They didn't. Right. As far as we know, there was no yada 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 off the record, or we're not going to publish this.
I'll give him that.
If you send it to Chill, if you send it to me, if you send it to Dre, you send it to anybody who reports on this stuff like that. If you're a lawyer, you got to expect this to come out. This isn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to expect that. So if that's the case, then Beau needs to fire this lawyer and get rid of him, because if that's the thought process, they finna have a long legal battle.
Speaking of long, baby Toshiro, she wrote a comment like, "Damn, I gotta watch a 3-hour live stream." Yeah, you do. It's mandatory viewing. Yesterday was fiery. I think anytime you, or anytime there was a group of people kind of like debating something, we gotta make sure there's only a couple of us, right? There can't be too many faces, because we don't let each other finish each other's sentences.
She says, I'm fishing to find something to be upset about. No, I'm not I'm not upset, because I don't even know what to be upset about. Other than him not showing. You know what? You're right. I'm upset that he could end this with the June 13th letter. So you are right. But I'm not fishing to find something to be upset about. That would be me trying to be mad at. I'm just upset that Beau, you can end this. Like, and we can, the way Chill is going for him, vindicate Chill, vindicate Dre, vindicate these guys. These guys they ready, you know what I'm saying? Loaded, ready to go to war. Vindicate ready to go,
Beau. Let us go, Beau. Let us drop the gloves, you know?
Right. Let these dudes will fight for you.
Let me paint your name on the wall, Beau. I can do that for you, Beau.
And that's all. And that's the only thing that I'm upset about, because if it's a lot of, I know y'all had y'all brought up some tweets about the people who were going in on him. It's a lot of people who are on his side as well, saying, hold on, I ride with Beau. Just like, you know what I'm saying, the same sentiment that Dre had about I'm gonna believe Beau because you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, Marvel is Marvel, Disney is Disney, and I'm always side. I'm gonna side with the guy before I side with the big well-oiled machine. And that's a good sentiment to have. I'm not saying that that's a bad sentiment. hell.
That's kind of my sentiment too, except I had to wait to see what Marvel's response was to go, oh, that's all you got? Oh yeah, Beau's so correct. Yeah.
And see, I saw it a different way. But I'm not siding with either. I'm like, Beau, I'm ready. That's what I was telling y'all yesterday. Like, I'm ready to go. I think y'all are more ready to go than me, but I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he just not, it's real. I don't know. It's to me, it's easy to squash this and I mean, if the strategy of the lawyer is let's wait and see, I just don't think it's gonna work out in their favor, because they're gonna murder him in the court of public opinion, and that's gonna make the jury, if it goes to court, the jury pool is now tainted.
Let me touch on public opinion one last time before we chill going hard in the paint. Not hard yet, and the paint hasn't been painted yet. You know, we know what that looks like. I want to show you some of the screen. Let's share the screen and show you what was on Twitter. As soon as you enter Beau DeMayo on the search page, you get a Key and Peele skit. If you search Beau DeMayo, you get this guy. I got the worst effing attorneys.
But that's good. That's because of this stuff.
Yeah. You search Beau DeMayo, you get this one. You get search Beau DeMayo, you get no one who reported the HR received inappropriate photo. Public opinion is against them. Look, they got the Drake Meet the Grams.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's not negative over it. I'm just saying it's still some people that's in support. It's a lot more than what, you know what I'm saying, than what we don't have.
You pop up. You pop up when we post when we look for it. We got Sean joining. Sean, who are you and what channel are you from?
Hey guys, thanks for having me. I'm Sean from the Comics Pals, and I'm happy to be here to talk a little Beau DeMayo with my man Blue and my man Chill.
Let's go. Sean? I just want to go 10 more minutes. No, never mind. No time limit. Let's let it off your chest completely. What we were looking over was from the Streamr. We had Brian Friedman, the lawyer of Beau, respond to the Streamr and told them, don't post this because this is untrue. This is partially true. You're wrong over here. So did you read exactly what the lawyer said?
I saw a little bit of it, and I saw the last few minutes of your coverage right here, like the last 5 minutes. So I kind of know what you guys are talking about. And yeah, okay, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, the reference to OnlyFans I thought was interesting.
It had to be in response to what the Streamr wrote. He must be responding to a question from the Streamr, and the Streamr is robbing us the right, or the privilege of knowing what exactly is Brian talking about. What OnlyFans? Who said anything about OnlyFans?
Right. The line that really stuck out to me here was no one who reported Beau to HR received an inappropriate photo or video. So I read that and my mind goes, okay, so A, people did report him to HR. It just wasn't about that, which is okay. That's sus. Why is someone reporting you? And then B, was there someone who didn't report him that received a photo or video?
That's only what it could mean. That there's someone who did not report you, who was, I guess, okay with the photo and the video and the inspirational kind of, I want you to draw what?
Well, I'm going to say that could mean that, or it could mean that during the investigation, they found out that he was sending photos to that. Could have been one person, could have been 10 people, and they just never went to HR about it.
Yeah, it could have been more than one. But again, it's the misdirection that Marvel wants you guys to all focus on. Why was he fired? Dog, he was fired for power dynamic, for all that stuff you're not supposed to do. Misconduct at the workplace. He was definitely gotten rid of. We understand that. Beau is saying, I have rights. You guys sent me a letter on June 13th. You said that these social media posts violated our terms, and that's wrong. That's what this is all about, that June 13th letter. Marvel loves that you, not just you, me too. We were all curious. What got him fired? What got him fired? And now we, the entertainers, the content creators on YouTube, are having how bad is Beau DeMayo? Can you believe what got him fired? And this is and groping and the other accusations that he had against him. We're all conversating about that. Beau DeMayo was just like, dog, I'm accountable for my actions. I understand. I shouldn't work there anymore. I agreed to these rules and I broke the rules. I get it. But we signed something called the separation agreement, and they're violating a separations agreement. The separation agreement was faulty in its wording. It should have never been. It doesn't stand. It doesn't stand. Like the word shouldn't be allowed to be written, and that's my right as a person, my constitutional right. That's the complaint. not the first contract he breached when he had a relationship or sent photos or whatever it was.
But my question is, on the subject of the accountability that you brought up, has he actually been accountable? I feel like I haven't seen.
No,
that
he's never said.
anywhere.
No, you're right. You're right. He's never said I deserve to be fired the first time. He's never took accountability. So what I said was wrong. He hasn't done it. He also never started with that. The topic was introduced as soon as Marvel clapped back 2 hours later on Thursday when they were like, guess what he got fired in March for? We're like, he's like, bro, I thought we settled that. Yeah, I was fired. I understand. This is about the separations agreement.
I got a question too. If you were released from your duties working wherever you're working at due to these allegations, because he knows what these allegations are. He's got to know, right? Because he was fired. So he's got to know that, like I said, the union came and the union rep talked to him, Disney talked to him, and the third party, whoever reported him and had all it, you know what I'm saying? So it's more than just him and Disney. It's him, Disney, and the third party. Well, actually, it's 4 people. Him, his union, Disney, and whoever reported him that got Disney to do the investigation, right? To do all of that. So it's actually 4 people, four parties involved. So he knows that he didn't leave that squeaky clean. Like, he's got some dirt, and it's from what we're seeing, it's some dirt.
It's about to come out in the court of public opinion.
The court of public opinion.
But it's already out what it looks in like. Hollywood. The studios all know.
Hold on, wait, hold on. From what it looks like, it's I don't know if the studios know yet. I'm not finna say, because if it's an NDA and it's a separation agreement, that all could be filed and put away. That could be filed and put away, and that Go ahead.
Remember, though, he's saying that what their claim is that you violated this NDA. So now the NDA is null. Now nothing's keeping Disney from talking to Warner Brothers and Paramount and telling them all about it.
Well, now
because he breached it in June.
Right, in June. Well, no, well, yeah, okay. If we want to say he breached it in June, then yeah. Now, if I'm talking about from then on, from March, I'm talking about from March, right? June happens, and they say that if the June letter is saying that he did breach the NDA or the separation agreement or whatever, right? You made me forget my train of thought because I was trying to stick on. He knows he has dirt on him. He knows that he didn't leave that clean, right? Why make the fuss about the writer credits? Because you know what's going. Like, I don't know what business is going to be like. You know what? Get this man his. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the direction where if they felt that this is the direction that they're going, you know what I'm saying? What makes him think that this is not about to happen? Like, this is about to go down. I'm just asking as a, just want to know.
And to answer your question without answering the question, what are the consequences of this situation, you know, of his information being out? What's the worst that can happen to him? He'll never get a job again.
Okay.
Right. So, and I'm telling you, as of June 13th, the floodgates were opened. Disney no longer has to commit to keeping his private, you know, the reason he got fired, and Disney, Marvel are telling the major studios, there's only like 7 of them, and telling everyone, oh, you guys can't hire Beau anymore because of this. So the damage has been done. There's nothing keeping him from like, if I talk, then my name is going to be dragged in the mud. It was already privately to the people that matter. So publicly to just people who don't matter, who cares? There's really no loss.
Then why not the letter then? It's always, for me, it's always gonna come back. If that's the case, drop the letter.
Yeah,
you got the joke. You got the big joker. Drop it.
You got me there. You dropped the letter. I want to see the letter. We're talking, Beau. All right, show the letter.
And that's my issue. Like, this could all evaporate. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could all jump on the fuck Disney train. You know what I'm saying? I don't even feel that Disney is doing that well in terms of the public opinion, you know, especially not right now with everything that's going on with them. I feel like people are ready to hate on Disney, but right now, Beau is not making that easy. I feel like
it's easy for
he
me.
He has the trump card though. Like, it's easy for you, but I'm looking for what is the reality. I'm looking for what really went on. Frankly, this is none of my business, right? Like, this has nothing to do with any of us. So the reason we know about this is because of Beau. So to me, the burden of proof is on the accuser. If these are the things that Disney has done to you, and you want us to be on your side, then let's see it. Let's see it. speak on what you did. Show us the letter. Give us some proof.
Baby, she said he'll be less smart if he showed the letter. I think the letter is the end all, because at the end of the day, when he goes to court, if they go to court, that's what's going to be shown, right? The letter.
So if he's so I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, son. You're right. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
If he's legally allowed to show the letter, right? Then in my opinion, there's no way it's not a smart thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen the strategy yet. I haven't seen it all work out. Maybe it could be a very good reason for why he only said what he said the first time, and it was like bait so that they could respond exactly this way, for them to say that we found egregious findings. Maybe them saying egregious findings broke another term. Like, we don't know. Maybe that's why he's moving this way. I don't know yet. I would love to see the letter, though. I would.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. If both sides have broken the NDA, then it should be a free for all. Like, now nobody's legally bound by anything. But the thing is, Marvel hasn't come out and did anything. Marvel hasn't drug him through and that's what I was trying to say. Marvel is not dragging Beau DeMayo through the mud. Marvel, I know you're gonna go to the sources. I'm talking Marvel. Them saying we fired him over egregious misconduct. I don't know if that's against the NDA. I don't know. Or if it is, are they saying it now because he already broke the NDA? And if that's the case, then guess what? You breaking the NDA, or if I already broke the NDA and now you coming back tit for tat, then I got the
how broken is this NDA? How broken is it? Is it because once you break, it's break, right? Like, that should be
once it's broke, it's broken. Right. So and now we're gonna end up litigating everything in court anyway, or arbitration, or wherever they go to get this litigated at. But if I'm in the right, then it's all gonna come out in the wash. That's going to be evidence regardless. Whether I put it out now or I save it for later, it's still going to be evidence. Beau DeMayo is a chat. I said this earlier. He's a chatty patty. He loved talking. He's been talking to us for the longest. I'm pretty sure he got that letter. He sent it to somebody. Have that person leak it. Hey, chill. Hey, chill. Just go ahead and drop the letter, bro.
I think once if that gets leaked, like, Marvel will say, listen, the only person we gave this to was you. So it leaked on your side. I think they would be able to say that.
But does that hurt a case?
I don't know. I guess you're not supposed to leak.
That's not going to hurt his case. That's still, if that's true, it's true. If Disney sent it, because if Disney sent the letter, it's a paper trail. It's a send. They had to hit send to send the email. So all the investigator, you know what I'm saying, the third party investigator has to do is go to Disney's servers and see, okay, yep, here it is right here. It came from Disney. You see what I'm saying? No, so I don't see how that hurts the case.
No, you kind of can, like, take a photo of it with your phone and go in front of a screen, click, and then, that could be
no. True, but I'm just saying, when it comes to, because we're talking about now, since it's leaked, that hurts the case, right? That's
I don't know what I'm talking about when I say the consequences of the leak. I don't know how deep they get. Should Beau DeMayo want to leak these things? And he may do it tomorrow, and then I don't know, that changes everything.
I mean,
we'll see we'll see word for word. You posted this in June 4, and that's too much. That violates our terms. We agreed you can only post this and this, and that broke our terms. That's why you're not going to be credited, because those are the rules. If you break the deal, then you can't be credited, and we'll get to use your work. They really want to separate themselves from him.
What about releasing it? Not the June 13th letter. What about the NDA or the separation agreement?
You mean the one that they signed in March as soon as he gotten fired? That one?
Yeah.
What about that agreement?
Because that June 13th letter would be in conjunction with him breaking that separation agreement.
Yeah,
that's the reason why they sent them the letter, right?
Yeah, it would be, you broke our deal that we created.
Right. So show us, if it's broken, show us the NDA. Show us the separation agreement, or show a blurb. It ain't got to be the full thing. Show the blurb. Show a piece of it. Show where the language is bad. Like, there's plenty of ways that he can get ahead of this. That's all. I'm just trying to help him get ahead. Right now, he's far behind, and the lawyers making him look stupid.
You're counting what happened right here on the streamer as the lawyer is making him look stupid. You're considering this also, right?
That's all I can do. Because, like I said, the first statement was nothing to do with Beau. This is the only statement to me that has something to do with Beau DeMayo. The
first statement had something to do with Beau. It just wasn't. It mentioned other people.
It was all encompassing.
This isn't the second statement, though. This is just an email that he was sending. and it happened to go public. Is it illegal to publish private emails? I don't find this an illegal move from the streamer. It's just clearly from the way he was talking to you in this email, he didn't mean for it to go to everyone. Like, I'm not supposed to be here talking about this for an hour and 5 minutes. Don't print this crap. It's wrong and defamatory. Brian was talking to you, the streamer, not to us.
What if I'm the lawyer, don't print this crap, it's wrong and defamatory would have been my statement. That's it. Don't print this crap. This is wrong and defamatory.
Yeah, I don't know what the streamer wrote him, initially.
Right. So don't print. If I'm ending it, if I'm signing the end of this letter, don't print this crap is wrong. That answers to me. That last line answers whatever was sent to him in the first place.
Yeah, and I don't think the streamer did print this crap, did they? Like,
no, the streamer
I'd have to probably go on their website and
or maybe they did. I don't know.
So we only have to go back 4 days. This is his name. It's actually irrelevant. I'm wasting time, honestly, when I'm doing this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
August 20, August 3rd. Yeah, he didn't print this crap. August 14, he didn't print it. His first story on the matter was August 20th.
Right.
Or at least from this writer.
So I mean, he's taking the lawyer's word, and maybe he just don't want the, what I'm saying, because I don't think it's wrong to print it because it's all alleged anyway, and it's not him saying that Beau DeMayo did it. It's just him reporting on whatever he got from a secondhand source. You know what I'm saying? So, but that don't print this crap is wrong and defamatory would have been my statement. I wouldn't have went all into what he did here. To me, going into all of that, there was no need for it, and now it makes Beau DeMayo look even more suspect.
I agree, and maybe that's not a surprise, but I feel like this statement, and I know that it's not, and maybe it's not supposed to be viewed as a statement, but I feel like lawyers are well aware, especially entertainment lawyers, are well aware of how to play the game. And I think that, this is a statement that should have read better than it does. It just doesn't look good for him. I have no vested interest in not liking Beau DeMayo. I actually like him quite a bit. Like, I follow him on Twitter. He makes great posts. I love his passion for the X-Men. Right. X-Men 97 is the best X-Men thing we've had in mainstream media, maybe ever.
You still like him. The misconduct hasn't yucked you away from him. Like, yuck, this guy is a misconductor.
I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what he did.
Based on what we know, it could be something very small. But if it broke the rules, it broke the rules. This is not the court. That has nothing to do with me. Right. But if the subject comes up and he's going to make statements, then I feel like he should be willing to tell the whole truth. And anything short of that just looks bad for him.
I agree.
He told a partial truth, not the whole truth. The whole truth, this is the partial truth, and this is what would be the whole truth. Partial truth is there's some wording in the contracts that violate his rights, his human rights, his constitutional rights. But it would be the whole truth if they said exactly what the words were, and showed it and, talked about it. That would be the whole truth.
I just don't see his constitutional rights being violated. That's another thing I'm like trying to wrap my head around. Like, the constitutional rights, I don't see anything being violated in the NDA that he signed.
It's possible there could be a condition in there that robs him of a constitutional right or a SAG-AFTRA, writer's credit right, that he has the right to be credited for his work. It's possible that there's something in there robbing him of that.
Is he going to? Is the federal government coming down and taking him to jail?
No.
Then his constitutional rights aren't being violated. That's the reason. That's the reason why I'm trying to put that aside, because we get the constitutional rights misconstrued with other things. This isn't to me, this isn't a constitutional right issue. If the federal government, because that's what a constitutional right means, you're about to be going to jail, because if Beau DeMayo posted that picture and the feds knocked at his door and said, you can't post this, and they took him to jail, that's a violation of constitutional
not
right.
Like that though. Like signing this waives your freedom of speech, your right to speak about what you want to speak about. That's what he's trying to say. That, like, the freedom of speech, First Amendment Constitution, Is that it? Is that the same thing as the Constitution and the First Amendment?
That's why I'm trying to stay away from that. Even I said let's stay away from constitutional rights or his free speech rights. I'm trying to stay away from that because I don't see where he's getting
the accusation.
arrested.
But that is the accusation. That is
that he's making. He's making against Marvel.
Yeah, that in my letter that I received on June 13th, or in the separations agreement, there's stuff in there that should not be allowed to be in there. And you're saying, of course, the union should have never allowed him to sign it. You're saying all this stuff. I get it. But if he can prove,
I'm saying that too. But I'm saying when they object in the statement, when they objected to his free speech rights, right? When he's saying that Disney objected to his free speech rights. They objected to him being able to go out and yell across the world.
Hey, maybe even,
you know what I'm saying?
His freedom to be proud, quote unquote, which of course is a right to be active, with whoever you want to be active with. Maybe that's what these are.
And so so if that's the case, in the NDA, it's saying, if we're going by that logic, in the NDA or the separation agreement, it's saying that he can't go out and proclaim that he's gay or be loud or be proud. What is?
I think that it leads me to believe that. Yes, it doesn't outright say it though.
That
there's something in there in that company that is restricting his ability to fully express himself. That he's being stigmatized for. He's being overly sexualized, even for some of these pictures he's taking and showing, being like, this is the inspiration for that shot. I'm going to look like this. It could just be reference art, but they are never mind. Because now I'm talking about what got him fired. I want to be talking about
I'm trying to stick on after. Yeah, the after situation, because go ahead.
Thank you. His social is chock full, and as long as I followed him, it's been full of pictures of his body in various states of undress. Clearly, it's always been a social media where he's comfortable showing himself off. And so I don't really believe that his sexuality could have played a factor if it's in reference to what he does on social.
Yeah, that's a stretch for me. It's really hard to wrap to sell that to me, because even in the lawyer's statement, you realize Disney allowed Beau to have an OnlyFans. They allowed him to have an OnlyFans, so they knew about it. Then we go down here.
Yeah, because I guess when Mo was writing that, writing.
Hold on. And as a proud gay black man, Disney knew exactly who he was and what he stood up for. That's why they did not tell him to stop his OnlyFans page. They let him be himself, which allowed his creativity to thrive. That is counter to what they're saying about the NDA. He's saying that Disney knew all of this. Disney is letting this man be loud, be proud, be gay, be black, be creative, do whatever you got to do. But here's the NDA. Like, that don't make sense. If the lawyer is saying that so basically how I read it, and maybe I'm reading it wrong, the lawyer is saying it's not, you know what I'm saying, that Disney, let's put Disney aside, because this might not even be about this. The way they're writing this, is Disney the bad guy? Is Disney the bad guy? Because they come in, you mute it. Unmute yourself.
Sorry, because the separation agreement illegally silenced him. So yeah, it is about Disney.
Oh, cool. So why did they make it seem like Disney allowed him to just run amok and be him?
I don't know what Mo emailed first. I don't know, but it's clearly in response to that. Now, what you told me earlier, when you said all he should have emailed was, don't print this crap.
Yep.
It's wrong and defamatory. That would have been enough, because clearly it did. All of this scared him, and Mo didn't actually, post on the Streamr that week. It's you're saying this would have been enough. This would have been a better email. Sean is also saying this didn't represent him perfectly. This was not a good outing. Fine, guys. Fine. To you guys, this wasn't right. Not to me, but to you guys, that's fine. And you're valid to have your opinion, and you're not alone. And I'm the one who's oddball right now, because it feels like the world is dragging him for this also. Fine.
I'm dragging his lawyer. I'm not dragging Beau. I'm dragging the lawyer.
Dragging his lawyer, and the way Beau was being perceived.
And Beau, to me, Beau went and got representation. Now this guy represents Beau, so I gotta drag the lawyer. This is not on Beau right here. This is.
And I'm paying attention to how nobody is asking Disney if his separation agreement illegally silenced him. Not nobody, but the 4 or 5 YouTube videos I watched today, they didn't really focus. You said ask. You streamed for an hour. The majority of that wasn't really focusing on this.
I brought it up. I'm just saying we need paper. This is all about paperwork. This is all about who signed what and was it legally sound, like legally bound. This is what it's about. right? I brought it up. Hey, if Disney has the thing is, if I write a contract and you signed it, it's legal until it's not. That's point blank period.
And then once it's not legal, bro, we don't have to keep to the terms anymore.
Right. We don't have to keep We don't. I don't. You don't have to keep a G, but it's legal. What I mean by it's legal until it's not, until a judge, until somebody arbitrates and says this is not legal. Right? Unless it's if it's term limits on it, let's say, hey, for 2 years you can't talk. After them 2 years is up, you can go to the world, right? And say all you got to say. So my thing is, if it seems Disney felt that they are in the right with their paperwork, Beau is saying, no, I signed some illegal stuff. We shouldn't, as of right now, this shouldn't be privy to the world. I also brought up the Diddy Cassie situation. We wouldn't know anything about Cassie and that whole Diddy situation. Diddy got pompous and the hubris, and Diddy said, you know what? Try me and see what happens. Diddy tried him. Cassie tried Diddy. Diddy was like, oh shit, let me come back and let me try to fix it. By that time, it's too late. I think not in my situation, I'm saying Beau is the Diddy in this party. Beau is the Diddy in this party. Beau, we shouldn't know what's going on right now. This should be all being handled and solved in the dead of night.
That is exactly.
You're making it sound.
Sorry, I really couldn't agree more with that. Why do we even know about this? What's the point? What is the goal?
This being what? This?
Any of it, really. Like, outside of the initial situation that occurred where they fired Beau, or, you know, they separated, right? And both sides, I guess, made statements and it was all make nice. Why did we ever move outside of that phase? Like, I know the literal reason, but I don't understand why.
Because he was mad about the Emmys. This was
mad about the Emmys.
He needed an emotional decision.
He could have went privately to these guys. Scarlett Johansson went privately to them, and they kept saying, "No, you're getting what you're getting paid, and there's no fighting it." And then it was like a week later, after the second weekend at the box office, that's when Scarlett Johansson finally spoke up. She didn't want to affect the the success of the movie and whatnot. And that's when she spoke up. So she waited for good reason. I think maybe there's a reason why Beau is waiting. Also, I'm waiting to the last possible day. I waited. I posted this thing on Twitter where I said, "Where is it? Let me stop sharing this and let me start sharing to Twitter." You remember that Beau DeMayo on his account, like he wasn't active for a long time, and then he started saying, "Guys, you keep asking me about the Emmys, and where is it? It's somewhere here, but somewhere recently he was like, everyone asking me about the Emmys. Chill, I don't know what's going on, but I'll get my invitation." He wrote a tweet somewhere. Maybe I passed it. For those curious about, no, not this one. To those asking, Marvel Disney has now reached out to arrange my attendance to the Emmys for the show I created. It's August 12th. So, and then on the 14th was when he kind of spoke up. But this was their chance. We shall see. My team has reached out. This is the last straw. This is like, I am handling it internally. They're not reaching, they're not giving me what I want. They are. But then that goes back to me asking, so if his team would have reached out and Marvel would have sent him Emmy invites, he would have been fine with losing his TV credits? It appears that he would have been okay, or they would have been at a good place. It's silly. I don't know. You think it's silly? I don't think it's that silly. I think he's going, dog, I was only playing nice, and I was probably going to sue you guys anyways, but I was just waiting to get the Emmy nomination. That's what I was holding out for. I got this letter in June 13th, but I knew the Emmys were coming out. I'm going to hold it out. The time that he snaps isn't so important to me. The time where he publicizes it, or why exactly was it? I hope that's a good enough reason why that he needed the Emmys. He was holding out and being quiet to gain the benefits, reap the benefits of being the X-Men 97 show writer. Here comes award season. Okay, now we're good. You shouldn't have ever sued me, or I'm suing you. You shouldn't have ever gotten rid of me, and there was a contract I shouldn't have signed. Separation agreement was flawed. Here we go. Let's go to court. Brian Friedman, represent me. He was waiting for the Emmys. Now there's no way he's going to the Emmys. And then you said that workers' rights aren't something that the federal government gets involved with.
They don't get involved. That's why I was saying that it's not a constitutional issue, because the federal government is not going to get involved in this. This has nothing to do with Constitution.
She agrees with Dre. Dre said the only thing about someone going to HR is that anyone can do that for any reason and can get you fired. So the only reason why people are looking at him sideways is the allegations.
I mean, yeah, but we only know about the allegations. Why do we know about the allegations? Because he went public with this whole situation.
They didn't need to. They didn't need to tell us about the allegations. If they just needed to deal with what he was talking about, which is the separation agreement was faulty. They decided, oh, let's tell everyone that we found something egregious, and that's why he's not with us anymore.
But chill, we're not. Who's playing a perfect game like this?
Okay, as long as you're admitting it, yeah, it wouldn't.
No, but that's not how. No, I'm saying that's not how the game is. That's not how any game is played. Like once I bring attention to myself with anything, people can come out of the woodwork and say, we're putting the sources on Marvel. I'm fine with that. If we're saying Marvel had their statement and then Marvel sent some minions out with the sources, I'm cool with that. Cool.
I'm not.
You know what I'm saying? No, what I'm saying is you're saying that Marvel is the sources. That's what you're saying. I believe that this stuff was already out about him, and they were just if I bring something like that out prematurely, it gets no click. It doesn't get any clicks. If Snyder or whoever had that information, if they brought it out a month ago,
yeah,
who cares? That don't get
nothing
no click.
Without egregious findings.
No, it's nothing without Beau DeMayo coming out and saying what he said. Think about it. If I am a Disney shield and I got all of these egregious stuff on him, like I said, if I would have released this a month ago, that would have went by the wayside for the most part.
It depends who you are. I think Jeff Snyder would have got attention either way.
I don't know if Jeff Snyder big. This is my first time even really hearing about.
You ever heard of the hot mic with him and John Roca?
Nope, I haven't.
Have you ever watched Collider back when Collider was like popping?
Mm-hmm.
He was a regular.
Was he? Oh, I mean, I used to watch Collider. I used to watch AMC. I used to watch all that stuff, but it was in passing. You know what I'm saying? But okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Now, because we talk about the perfect timing, this is the perfect timing as a source to say, hey, man, let me give it to Snyder. Since Snyder is you say he's big, let me give all this stuff to Snyder. Let me give all this stuff to Daniel RPK. Let me give all this stuff to all of these insiders, so to speak, and put it out now. Because Beau spoke up. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that that's right. I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying that it makes sense for the sources now to attack. That's all.
Now Beau is Diddy with no evidence. Talk to them.
No, Beau is not. Beau is not Diddy. I'm saying Beau in that example, how Diddy handled that. Diddy handled that poorly. In my, you know what I'm saying? We shouldn't even know that Cassie and Diddy had anything going on. Now, if Cassie was going to go to the police and out him, you know what I'm saying? And that came out due to police findings and stuff like that. Cool. But that ain't, we learned all of that because Diddy didn't want to pay Cassie. And then Cassie just said, fuck it. Floodgates open. Diddy tried to go back and fix it. It was, by that time it was too late. That's all I'm saying. This isn't about evidence. I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to make Beau Diddy. So if she took it that way, that's not how I was trying to present it.
I also feel like this is pretty different than the situation with Scarlett Johansson, because in this case, we have a guy who was fired with cause, and to me, that's where it ends and that's where it begins and ends. Like, the extra stuff is extra. Like, you want to be mad, not anyone here, but like him, he wants to be mad that Disney didn't give him his Emmy invite, but he's a person that they fired. Mm-hmm. Like, realistically, why would they do that? I don't even know why he would think that they would do that.
I mean, we spoke on that.
Even if he was fired, let's remember last time you said, what if he just had relations with a person at work, right? And that was against the laws of the job, the laws of Disney, right? And so he was released. Let's say it was that. Let's say that's exactly what happened. You were still fired, brother, man. Like, why would you expect that they're going to invite you to the Emmys? Why don't you just cut your losses, bro? Like, the writing credit I get, because that's money. That's obviously opportunities in the future. There's a million reasons why you would go to bat for yourself in that situation.
Right.
And I get that. But we're talking about an Emmy invite from a company that fired you with cause. What? I don't get it.
I get it, because you were the showrunner, and no matter what, you were the most important person on that project, and you're being nominated for an episode you wrote. Your name is all over it. If anyone gets, go watch the Emmys from last year for who won that category. The showrunner was on stage. It is just a norm to be there accepting an award.
But the showrunner wasn't fired.
Okay. The showrunner being fired isn't important to me because it's about the past. It's about what you did, what you accomplished, or what you completed. If he was what his fireable offense was, I don't think is not Emmy invitation worthy. If he got in a fight with people, what?
You don't know that.
I don't know what the bylines of the Emmys are. It might not be on Marvel. It might be on the Emmys. We don't know. That's enough.
If his thing is he had a relationship at work with somebody, it was consensual until the breakup happened and there was this angry person or whatever. That's all, bro. That's an Emmy invitation. Like he could have been fired for a lot of things.
Why? But why? Why would that be? True. I'm not saying that Disney couldn't invite him. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to Disney. If that's the case, it's up to Disney.
It shouldn't be. It should be the Emmys are rewarding the people who worked on this thing. Whether you're fired or whether you're not fired.
Then stay there then. Stay there. Because now you're saying that let's put the onus on the Emmys. This isn't Disney's fault then, right?
I would like for the Emmys protocol of who they send invitations to be a little bit more direct, put a little more thought into it and actually give Beau DeMayo a personal invitation. I like for the rules to be that way. So the Emmys are flawed in their invitation strategy.
To be fair, just so I say this, I have no idea how all that works at all. I don't know anything about that. The way he framed the tweet, I'm just going based on that. The idea being that Marvel or Disney would have to send it. And in my mind, when I read that, I'm like, okay, but they fired you, so why would they care to get you to the Emmys? And
because
we can sit here and say
he was at the Comic-Con, wasn't he? Well, he was at other functions with Disney's.
That's through Comic-Con. The Comic-Con.
That wasn't through Disney and Marvel.
No,
that was through the Comic-Con. All right, then it wasn't.
Yeah, Comic-Con's book they want to have on their panels and stuff.
Why he would expect to be going to the Emmys, I think, is reasonable. You guys disagree with that, and it's fine. That's where our disagreement is. When you mentioned Scarlett Johansson, I brought her up only to say that she waited a second weekend because she didn't want to hinder the project. That's the only similarity, is that they're waiting for something to come to pass. That was it. Not so much that they're both angry for justifiable reasons. I can easily, there's no mystery. Scarlett Johansson was wronged, right? When they did the day and date release and they cost her box office.
Totally.
Yeah.
I don't love Disney. I don't give a shit about Disney. Truthfully, I really don't. And when Beau was first fired, without knowing any of the details, my mind was like, see, this is the bullshit.
Right.
This is the bullshit. Because we finally got one, and now he's fired. What like how could this be? And the more that I have seen, the more that I look and I kind of go, it just doesn't look good for the guy. I've been looking forward to his next project. I want to know what he's cooking up, because clearly he's a brilliant person when it comes to putting this stuff together. X-Men 97 is a masterpiece, but that doesn't have anything to do with breaking the protocols at your job. It really doesn't. And that also doesn't have anything to do with whether or not you have the right to go to the Emmys. It's a privilege.
Yeah.
I'm not going to the Emmys. They didn't invite me.
It's not exactly a privilege when you created the thing that's nominated.
It's still a privilege. It's still up to the Emmys. If I don't want to, even you being, let's say I nominate the Chillmonger podcast channel. I don't have to invite you to the Emmys.
I'm privileged to be nominated, but once I'm nominated,
I don't have to invite you to the Emmys.
It's strongly a right, more so than it is a privilege, to be present once you're nominated.
We should be careful with the words we use, right? A right is a very different thing than a privilege.
Once you're nominated, who else is going to show up?
There's no right to anything. If it was a right, it wouldn't be possible for him.
Why is that a right? That's not a right.
Once you're nominated, I said once you're nominated. It's like you didn't hear that part.
Even being nominated is not a right.
It's not a right. How is that a right?
Because
you know what that word means?
Yeah, I said it's more strongly a right than it is a privilege once you get nominated.
But it's not a right.
It's not a right at all. It's not a right at all. It's a privilege. And it's still up to the beholder of who's giving you the nomination.
All right, buddy. All right. The winner
See-
or the best director for 2023. I
Mhm.
think it was Christopher Nolan, right? I think he was nominated for that.
Cool.
Let's go
All
with
right.
that.
It's a privilege to be nominated for it,
Mhm.
and that's what's up. Your attendance in that building is a right. You were nominated there. You are entitled to a seat there. Your product is up for award winning.
Chill. I get perfect example. Will Smith is now no longer part of the Academy.
And he did something. Yeah.
Cool. Guess what? His films can still be nominated.
Yeah.
He could win,
But
Okay?
his
And
right.
he could win. But guess what?
Yeah.
He
he's
cannot
not.
go.
But that's not proving your point on anything. I
Yes,
understand
it does.
his
It's
right
to the
was
discretion of the Academy.
yeah
If
because
they if the
for
Academy
sure
says
but Beau DeMayo didn't break the Emmys rules or the way that
we
Bro,
don't know. We don't
chill.
know.
Then
we don't know that.
Chill,
No,
chill.
we don't know.
If it's a right, like
I've
you're
seen
saying,
some people get nominations who don't deserve nominations, right?
chill. If it's a right, like you're saying, then why is it possible for him to be prevented from going?
Yeah.
Because of the invitation strategy from the from
Emmys, who control the Emmys, the
policy,
people who control.
the invitation policy of from the Emmys is we just give Marvel, the invitation and the attendance and everything, and they figure out who goes. And Marvel's going, all right, showrunner's not coming.
Chill. What is? Hold
Clearly.
on. Wait. Chill.
Done
What is
deal.
the Emmys? Hold on. Wait. What is the Emmys? The Emmys is just a big party, right? That's all it is. It's a big party. Yes or no?
I don't want to agree because you're gonna walk me down somewhere I don't want to walk. But yeah, it's a big party.
It's a big
it's
party.
an event. Yes.
Let's say the Emmys is ran by one guy, which it probably is. The
And his name is
president of
Emmy.
the Emmys.
His name
And
starts
his
with
name
M.
is Emmy, right?
Yeah.
He's throwing this big party and he want to acknowledge all his friends, right? He says, I'm nominating Chill, but I don't even like Chill. I like his show, but I don't like Chill. He's not getting an invite. You still gonna be nominated. Hell, you even might win, but you ain't getting through this damn door.
But Emmy doesn't have this feeling toward Beau DeMayo.
We
Emmy's not
don't
even
know
thinking
that.
about.
Why are you saying
Emmy's
that?
not
We
thinking
don't
about Beau
know.
DeMayo. I do know that.
we
I
don't
do know
know.
that Beau DeMayo's nomination isn't because the Emmy guy who
Then why
runs the
can't
Emmy
he
Awards.
go? Chill. Why can't he hop on the phone and say, "Hey, Mr. Emmy,
I'm telling
can I
you why.
get some tickets?"
Oh, it doesn't sound like he's ever tried that strategy. It sounds like he's just saying the attendance is due to Marvel. Maybe he did attempt that.
He said, "We shall see." My team reached out. Who did this team reach out to? Marvel. Why are you reaching out to your ex-employer? Reach out to the guy who supplies the tickets. Marvel don't supply the tickets.
To those asking, Marvel Disney has not reached out to arrange my attendance to the Emmys for the show I created.
Right.
That was their
why
cue.
Would they?
But he
That's
was fired, Chill.
All right. Fine. Guys, we understand that. I'd say why would they? Because he's the showrunner. He was fired. That's a good enough reason not to invite him. That's where we disagree. And it's fine to disagree there. At least we know where we disagree.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
That's what Sean was saying.
I think Sean is saying the same thing I'm saying. Reach out to the Emmys. They supply the tickets. Marvel don't supply the tickets.
I don't know if he did that or not. Maybe the Emmy said no. Maybe the Emmy said no. We send already our tickets to Marvel, and we only send 5 tickets, and they decided to who it goes to. Sorry, this is very packed. You got to handle that with your studio. That could easily be it.
But if that's the case, then guess what? It's still your ex-employer who fired you.
Okay.
We can move on. Let's move.
If they didn't take, were you going to say something, Sean?
Nah, Blue's right. It's fine.
If they didn't take his writer's credit from him because of the egregious act and only use those acts to leverage, then that's BS.
It is.
They didn't. Yeah, you're right. They didn't pull his writer's credit after the egregious act. He was still on to be the season writer. I heard Brad Winderbaum saying they didn't care about their workers. They just want to win.
If that's the case, then yeah, but that's what we've been saying. That's bullshit. If they leverage the writer credits against him, that's bullshit. I'm playing out both scenarios. I'm playing out that's bullshit that they took his credits because of the picture, because he said it. So I'm giving him his just due. He said, hey, they're blocking, they're taking my credits because I posted this picture. But then on the other hand, it's like, maybe did they notify him to say we take your writer credits because you are no longer a writer on the show? And he's just putting the picture, it was a bad time, and he's just putting the picture together. Because if in the email it didn't say because of this picture or that, if the email or whatever the letter he received just said we take, you will no longer be credited as a writer on the show because we're going a different direction, I don't see nothing wrong with that. I need to see this June 13th letter. I need to see it. because
give you that.
it's just
I'm
gonna be
giving
up.
that to you, bro. Let's see.
It's just
June
gonna be
13th.
up in the air.
Same
know what I'm
concept
saying?
work. So this guy's talking about getting a Christmas invitation. It's different. The Christmas party was Marvel's shindig. This is the Emmys. This is not Marvel's property. This is not Marvel.
It's the same, chill. You
It
just
shouldn't
gave
be.
it to Marvel.
Chill. If Marvel has the ability to send the invite out, then in that regard, they have access to the tickets at the party.
Yes.
They don't want to give one of those tickets to someone who doesn't work there anymore.
I
What
get
is
it.
so hard to get about?
No, I do get that. I understand that. They don't want to invite Beau DeMayo. And I believe, as the showrunner, as the head writer of episode 5, remember it, I believe he should be there. Even if you're fired.
I believe he should be there too, but
Yeah,
that has nothing to do with it.
That has nothing to do with Marvel.
No one ever said anything other than that. I don't know why you're doing all that.
He can be there.
All of that.
Like, he can be there. Go, but guess what, Mr. Emmy, Marvel's not giving me. If he got people, he's Beau DeMayo. He's being like you said, Chid, he's being honored. He's being nominated. Hell, might win. I don't know what else he's up against, but he might win. Yes, he should be there. I agree, but it won't be on Marvel's on Marvel's side. It won't be on my dime. You being there. I'm not sending the concierge car to come pick you up. I'm not supplying dinner for you. I'm not doing none of that. You don't work for me no more. You are not under my employ anymore. Why would I do that?
It's just a ticket. It's not the drive. It's not the
after
party.
I'm
it's
pretty
just
sure
a
it's
ticket.
all of that.
Whatever it is. Why would they do one single thing for him?
I'm not paying for the stamp to send the ticket to your house. How about that?
I think writing the show is a strong enough reason to do so. That's all. Besides internet chat, he said, exactly what have you seen besides internet chatter and Disney trying to look squeaky clean? Neither do you, Blue. He wrote that like 7. Like he wrote that at 10:34 and it's 10:38. Why are you guys so against Beau going to the Emmys if he wants an invite?
This has nothing to do with that. People have listening comprehension. What we're saying is that it's not about whether we personally think he should go to the Emmys or not. I have no problem with Beau. I like the guy. He seems like a nice guy. He did a podcast 2 months ago. It was an excellent appearance. He was very insightful. By all accounts, the kind of dude I'd probably have a good time just chilling with, talking X-Men. No problem with that. Mm-hmm. And if he finds a way to make it to the Emmys and I see him on TV, I'll clap it up because he did a great job. But if you're asking me, I'm on this panel to talk. If you're asking me, if the question is, is Disney wrong for not getting him to the Emmys? The answer is, of course they're not wrong. If you're asking me, do they owe him the Emmys? Absolutely not. If you're asking me, is it a right for him to be at the Emmys? Absolutely not. And those are simple facts. You don't have to like them or agree with them, but those are the facts. That's just the facts.
Is it the same for an actor who gets nominated for and he gets misconduct, and they go through the same rigmarole? But if it was an actor and the award was best actor,
150 million%.
Yeah, same thing.
And it's more. It's that, like, if the way it works, because again, none of us really know. If the way it works is that Marvel gets the invitations and then they do with them what they will, then clearly it's up to them, and they're choosing not to send it.
Yeah,
and that is.
I'd be pissed. It's reason for me to be pissed. I get why he's going down this path. I understand his motivations. Not that it even matters, but that's his motivation. That's why he waited. Then we got our answers there. We're ready to wrap up. Getting fired from Marvel with your team, with that has agent, etc. What does he mean? Am I reading this wrong? What's wrong with you guys?
Marvel with your team that has an agent, etc., and getting fired from Walmart is two totally different things.
He's just saying that it's a different tier of situation. Being the stalker at Walmart and not getting invited to the Christmas party is not the same thing as working for Disney, having a hit show, and then not getting invited to the Emmys. He's saying we can't equate them.
Firing is a firing to me. If you no longer associated, you no longer associate.
I agree.
I understand what Dre is saying. He's saying that I got you. He was an executive producer on this show, right? I get all of that. And I think that's what you're saying too, Chill. Like, this dude was the guy. He should be able to go. I get it.
If anyone's going, it
should be him. I understand. But he was fired. They
All
took his key card. That's like showing up at practice. You know how they show up.
Understood.
Key card don't work.
Coming. That's Blue's house, Blue Minati. I'll add him in the description right quick. There's Sean also, who joined from the Comics Pals. You guys can check him out. This was fun. What do we do next time, man? When is Marvel gonna have a response? When are they gonna clap back this? Do they have to clap back to this? Because really, it wasn't much of a statement. It was more so an email gone public. Is this round 3? Is it official? Is it 2.5? What is this?
I don't think they clap back. I think the lawyer's doing enough to muddy up the waters anyway.
Yeah, he could have sent this email on Friday, and it just took till now for Mo to have the balls to put this up.
Could be true. Could be. Either way, to me, the Lord's just not doing the best job of representing and making Beau, because even
I hate that he's losing points because of this moment here. I hate that you're able to say this because of this, the Streamr email that he put out. Like we should be on day 5 or day 4 of it's been quiet for 4 days. That's where we should be right now.
It should be quiet. Let's leave this quiet.
We're out. Thanks for coming. And check out the Pantheon stream, which is coming on Thursday. Okay. 9:30. Check out Pantheon. And you can look at the comic pals too, They got the pals polls coming also. We Cam, we got on Saturday. What you got? What are you doing on Saturday?
What am I doing on Saturday?
Yeah, you, the crew. We got Tyler, Marco, and Kale, international community of New Yorkers joining together to talk comics, and they're all like fun people, and they're much more better than the blurred AF.
Wow, we just gonna keep taking shots?
I don't know who that is a reference to. I don't co-sign.
We don't even know it. We could be sitting next. You can be right next to one. You wouldn't even know them because they're so minuscule.
Man. Oh, we minuscule.
Any smoke? I'm not.
That's why you keep inviting one of the blurs onto your show, though. And I'm pretty sure Drake finna show up too, huh?
Whack. So, Sean, talk about yourself. Tell them how cool you guys are.
I don't want to even say we're cool. We're just a few guys that talk comics and things that happen in the comic book industry, and adjacent to it, of course, like Beau DeMayo and the situation with that. So if you want to hear us discuss that, you can hear me and my pals every Saturday at 10:15 a.m. Eastern, and then 6 p.m. every Thursday for our review show where we talk comics. Thanks a lot for listening.
Because I have manners in the interest of fairness, go ahead, Blue.
I just got one thing. I'm going to the Emmys. I was looking up how the tickets get distributed. Tickets for primetime Emmy Awards are offered as an available basis to Television Academy active and associate members and nominees. So they give the tickets out
to individuals.
It says on an as available basis to Television Academy active and associate members and nominees. He would be the
category nominee. Isn't like best actor because then he would have been the nominee. No. The category is outstanding program, and I feel like that's
right. But he's a nominee. His name is on. He would get
a word.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's gonna and that's what I've been saying. Whether he goes or not, he's gonna. If they win, he gets the award
because his name was on the nomination list.
The name is on the
Emmy zone list. Yeah.
Right.
Huh. What's he mad about? It sounds like he should be getting it through the rules that the Emmys. It sounds like he should be getting his Emmy nomination or his attendance.
I can't believe this has been live for 2 hours nearly, and Blue just blew this whole thing wide open. And in the final moments, Show goes, "Wow, so what's he mad about?" Which is what we've been saying for 2 hours.
He's still mad about the writer's credit and what they're pulling from him in season 2 because of allegedly there's a June 13th letter.
Come on, Show. I thought we were talking about the Emmys. That was the focus, right?
I mean, I was focusing also on the writer's credit, and I was bringing up the Emmys to say maybe he was keeping tight-lipped because I didn't know what Blue told me at the time. I was saying maybe he was keeping tight-lipped so that there wouldn't be rough waters by the time he gets to Emmys. But now that he knows that the Emmy invitation it still kind of works. I know you're going to hate this, but maybe he found out recently what we just found out. Oh, I don't even need to be on good terms with Marvel, and I'm entitled to an Emmy nomination because he just did the Google search you did. Oh, I'm talking now. Like maybe that's what happened.
But don't you think that someone in a position to win an Emmy and have lawyers and lawyer up and argue about the Emmy invitation and things like that knows the way that all of that functions? Lawyer. He's making a specific allegation in that tweet, which is that Marvel has not invited him to attend. But based on this new information, they don't need to. So what reason would he like?
Yes, somewhere in the 2 days between that August 12th tweet and August 14th where he voices up, he found out what we found out. It still works. It's possible.
But do you really believe that?
I'm open to the possibility. I was open to every possibility. Yes, I'm open to. You said, do I really believe it? No, I don't know him enough to say I believe it, but it's possible. No, like, I don't believe anything. It's not like I'm saying I don't believe that because I believe this. I just don't believe it. I don't know.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Hey, baby Toshiro don't like me. Like, I'm not trying to shit on Beau, man. She's like, I deserve a treat. I'm not trying to get a treat for this. I'm just trying to call it down the middle. Like I've been trying to do this whole time. I'm just trying to call it down the middle. I don't have nothing against Beau. Like Sean said, I like Beau. I'm actually biased to this because I don't want to see him go away. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see Beau go away.
We're all black.
Yeah.
The greatest joy was that the person who was making the product that I was loving the most was black.
But I also want to be represented well. We talk about representation a lot. I want to be represented well. If he's a bad representation of me, I don't, you see what I'm saying? Like, we got to call a spade a spade. Right now, I can't necessarily call him a spade or whatever, or say he's bad because we don't have enough information. But at the same time, I also can't, you know what I'm saying, run to prop him up on a pedestal because we don't have enough information.
Gotcha. Yeah, agreeable. Yes, we're all on the same page there. Like the stream. If you're new and you want to be a subscriber because you want to know about the next Beau DeMayo story, you know I'm going to have it. Subscribe. We're out.